Welcome back to today's economic news, where we dive deep into the stories shaping our world. I'm John, your host, ready to unravel the intricacies of yet another government maneuver. Today, we're exploring the creation of the presidential delegation for the Winter Olympics, an event meant to celebrate athletic prowess but now seemingly commandeered as a political stage. Yes, President Donald Trump's appointment of top government officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Ambassador Tilman Fertitta, among others, to represent us at the Winter Games is noteworthy. But the implications run deeper than the list of names would suggest. Why should you care, you ask? Well, this is about more than just who waves the flag from the sidelines in Italy. It's about the increasing intertwining of politics and sports, where our so-called soft power gestures are little more than displays of political allegiance over diplomatic finesse. Imagine if your boss used your company picnic as a platform to settle scores with suppliers instead of letting everyone enjoy a burger and some sunshine. Does that seem productive or wise? Exactly. This isn't just frustrating, it's downright manipulative. Now, let's take a stroll down memory lane to set the stage before diving into today's unfolding saga. The Winter Olympics have historically been a hotbed of political tension, unable to escape the clutches of nationalistic fervor. Back in 1980, the Lake Placid Olympics weren't just about ice hockey. They symbolized a Cold War clash, a showdown on ice between the US and the Soviet Union that was as much about political ideology as it was about athletic skill. Fast forward to today, and the appointment of individuals like J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio is being hailed as an extension of this tradition, repurposed for modern geopolitical drama. Remember back in 2020 when countries were using the Olympic Games for political posturing? Today, those tensions have evolved into trade disputes with countries like Canada and others on the global stage. The fragility of diplomatic ties between nations has been reflected in various ways, from tariffs to verbal spats. Trump's administration has been particularly adept at fanning these flames, further politicizing something that, by all rights, should transcend politics altogether. As for the evidence at hand, it's quite a star-studded delegation, isn't it? Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, alongside Olympic stars like Jocelyn Lamoureux-Davidson and Apollo Ono. It's a who's who of political and athletic celebrities. But to put it plainly, what is the core mission of this delegation? Is it to bolster diplomatic ties or to continue drawing battle lines under the guise of sports? Let's dissect the financial angle. Taxpayer dollars are undoubtedly fueling this endeavor, just like air in a balloon. Is it a wise financial investment to send top officials on what should be a cultural exchange during a period of economic stringency? As families tighten belts to deal with inflation, seeing resources redirected toward a glorified PR parade leaves a bitter taste. What are we getting for our tax dollars? Not much of spectacle over substance is the benchmark. And it doesn't end at taxpayer dollars. Listen to some of the rhetoric coming from the athletes themselves. Quotes like "they don't like us very much," referring to Canadian competitors, ring more like battle cries than Olympic spirit. The message is clear. The arena is set not for sportsmanship, but as a reflection of entrenched national rivalries. When did athletic rivalries morph into personal vendettas? And why are we, the public, expected to applaud these tensions as part of the sport? Now for the libertarian viewpoint, the piece de resistance of bureaucratic critique. Consider the government at its most inefficient. Instead of de-escalating the heat between US and Canadian athletes, they seem to be licensing it. Their incompetence is showing on an international stage. There's a real loss of liberty when you're more concerned with dousing political fires than fostering athletic prowess. These games are a diplomatic battlefield. They're supposed to be celebrations of unity. In closing, the outrage is rooted in a profound disappointment at seeing cultural events overshadowed by the very nationalistic displays they intend to transcend. If you felt overlooked or overcharged by a government that prefers spectacle to substance, you aren't alone. Join us and stay informed. If you're tired of paying the price for their games, hit subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to today's economic news. Until next time, keep questioning, keep watching, and keep the conversation going.